Joining us in the studio is Professor Tilman Spohn of the German Aerospace Center. He's an expert on the conditions on other planets, a planetary scientist. Welcome to our show. What do you think? Will we ever find a form of life on Mars?
I certainly hope so, although I can't be certain, unfortunately. The reason being that finding life, expecting life is one thing, but finding it is another. And it could be like the search of a needle in a haystack, even on Mars.
But maybe the occurrence of life is just such a rare event in our world that it happened only once here on Earth.
That is possible, although I wouldn't consider that very likely, because we have special conditions on this planet. If you consider the expected number of planets in the universe, we would just conclude that there must be other planets that would harbor some form of life.
How many planets are out there?
We're talking about 10 to the 24 planets. I mean, one with 25 zeros, and this is a lot.
And what sort of life would you expect? Is that a highly developed life, something like us humans, or just green slime?
Well, we couldn't exclude higher developed life forms, although those are even less likely than life maybe by itself. But microbes is certainly your best bet. And then there may be places out there where even life has developed, maybe not as much as on Earth, but further than just the microbial life forms.
So you think we're still the top of evolution, or are there aliens actually to top us?
There may be aliens that are even more evolved, than we are. But that is, of course, entirely speculative. We don't know. But from the likelihood, there is no reason to believe that humans on Earth are the most evolved life form in the universe. There's no reason to do that.
Maybe there is just a completely different form of life. Maybe nature is a lot more fanciful than we think.
Could be. We don't know how genius evolution could be. But, I think, the way we are made, is something that has sense. We have our two eyes because we need to judge distances. We have our arms to grab things. And it's very likely that evolution other places finds similar tools, but it may be even more ingenious.
They look like us, maybe. Well, we also say that life always depends on water. Could you imagine a different situation without water?
Well, people talk about replacing water in other environments where it is colder with fluids that would be fluid at lower temperatures than on Earth. These could be hydrocarbons. For instance, on Titan, we could expect that, perhaps.
Which is a Saturn
Which is a moon of Saturn.
Yeah, but will we actually have a chance to recognize these different types of life?
Well, this is a good question. I think you could say I recognize it when I see it, but there is no accepted definition in science what life actually is. We're still lacking that.
Thanks a lot for the talk, Professor Tilman Spohn.
Sure.